What's up, everyone? Welcome to Akuma's Arsenal, and today we're reviewing the excuse me, I almost said Grand Seiko, the Seiko SBCJ019. And you may be wondering to yourself, why did you get confused between Grand Seiko and Seiko? Because this particular Seiko has a Grand Seiko movement. It is rocking the 8F56 quartz movement, which is also it's a perpetual calendar until February 28th, 2100. So as you can see here, it's set to the 1st. It did that automatically, and at first I was wondering why it was acting so weird when I tried to set the time, but it's because it's a perpetual calendar. Handling the movement is really something unique. It is kind of reminiscent of, there's no other way to explain it, but when you try to move the hour hand, it clicks with the hour hand, and the minutes hand doesn't even move. So it's a bit of a weirder watch. And as here we can see, there's the loom, very good, clean, legible. It's actually even easier to see in person than it is in the video, so keep that in mind. But like I was saying about the movement, it behaves very unique. It is 100 meters water resistant, and it has a northern hemisphere compass ring. Actually, take that back. You can just flip the south to north, and it's a southern hemisphere ring, but it's mainly used for the northern hemisphere. This watch has a titanium case, which is extremely light. It's really shocking whenever you hold this watch in your hand, and you just go, wow, this is light. This is a light watch, and combine that with the fact that it's titanium and that it's quartz. The amount of heavy metal in this wristwatch is actually very minimal. So it's a very it's light. It's a mountaineering wristwatch. It's light. It helps because when you're backpacking, I've gone backpacking, you have so much weight on you already. Even just a few grams here and there means a lot. Here you can see a close-up of the dial. Excuse the fingerprints and all that stuff. But if you look just under the hour hand, there's a GMT hand. So that's another feature on this wristwatch you're gonna have to keep an eye out for, is the GMT. So it's look at the dial. It doesn't seem like it has that many features. However, it is really packing a lot. It's actually quite a complicated little wristwatch. So the movement, the 8F56, loses and gains about 4 seconds a month. So very accurate. It's anti-magnetic, which it is. Now I don't know exactly what this means. It's 4,800 M20 Gauss. Not exactly for sure what that means. Yes. Anyways, the lug width is 19 millimeters. Case width 38.5 millimeters. Case thickness 11.5 millimeters. Once again, the quality's here. This is one of the highest quality Seikos that I've ever handled. I think right now these run for just under $1,000 or just above $1,000. It really is a wristwatch that is the top of the line for Seiko. Any higher would be a Grand Seiko in my opinion. Here we go. Nice wrist shot. There it is on my wrists. Looks good. Kind of wears about the same as just imagine the Sarb 033, but just kind of feels a little tiny bit bigger. It's 38.5, but it kind of feels more like a 40 millimeter wristwatch. However, looking at the video, it fits. It fits. It just, when it's on your wrist, it feels a bit larger. Now, this wristwatch is very hard to find. This is not an easy wristwatch to find. Najib, who kindly sent this in, he found this wristwatch on a forum. He said that the guy didn't really seem like he knew what he had, so he sent it off to Najib bought it off him. Very cool. Let's see. So this is the Seiko Prospects line. This line came out in the 90s, I believe. So this is, if you go up to now, you have the Sarb 017, Sarb 015, all those wristwatches. And then on the backhand, just before the Prospect line came out, you have the red Alpinist and those kinds of wristwatches. So this is the kind of generation in between. So this isn't a Sharp 015, this isn't a red Alpinist. This is once again, I'll say it again, the generation in between. Let's see, that is all of the technical data, and now I'm going to just talk about more about the wristwatch and my thoughts on it. This wristwatch seems to have two sides of it. As you can see here, it has this watch is worn to be outside. It looks very, very, very technical, hard, data driven, all that stuff. However, it's a watch that's meant to be worn outside, and it really seems like a watch that it's a desk watch. That's what it seems like to me. It's on a leather strap. You know what I mean? It really does feel like a desk watch. However, in its heart, it's an outdoors watch. The reason why it's titanium isn't just maybe because of on the spec sheet it sounds cool. However, but when you're out and about backpacking, it's nice to have a light wristwatch. It's quartz, so you don't have to worry about it being wound or any inaccuracies. It has a GMT, so if you're backpacking from Seattle to Montana, you can, when you switch time zone, it's like, hey, it's all right. Like, I can't believe, does it do it automatically? I believe you might have to change it a little bit. However, the minutes are so damn easy. Everything about it is so damn easy to change. Like, let's say you're traveling. Okay, here's a good example. Let's say you're backpacking from Seattle to Montana, like I said. The date will change automatically, because when you're backpacking for like 2 weeks, you don't know what freaking day it is. You don't know if April has 31 days or 30 days. You know what I mean? So it helps to have just that perpetual calendar feature. This watch, it really is just embodies what Seiko can do at such a easy to go price range. I recently handled the Daytona. The Daytona is like the epitome of Swiss watchmaking. In my humble opinion, this is the epitome of Japanese watchmaking. This is, in my eyes, pretty much a Grand Seiko. It has a Grand Seiko movement, it says Seiko on it, and one complaint that I had about the Grand Seiko is that, well, actually, this isn't my complaint, I didn't really care, but when my uncle said something about it, I was like, yeah, that's kind of right, was that the GS, the Seiko, Grand Seiko, the dial was so damn cluttered. Just imagine this wristwatch with a GS and all the writing that's already on the dial. It would just not work. It would be such just too much on the dial. But the good thing about this is that it maintains the Seiko, but everything in it is Grand Seiko. It's kind of like a under the radar. Holy crap! That is a wonderful piece of horology right there. And that's the Grand Seiko, and that's the Seiko SBCJ019. I want to thank Najib for sending it in. This wristwatch is absolutely lovely. The only downside I have about it is the 19mm lug width, because I don't have any 19mm stuff, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, thank you very, very much for watching the video, and Akuma out.